Welcome to the Chris Hanna Show, where business, as usual, gets a swift kick in the ass. If you're tired of the same old advice and ready to disrupt the status quo, you're in the right place. I'm cutting through the noise with bold strategies, unfiltered truths, and a no-nonsense approach to entrepreneurship, video marketing, and content creation. Buckle up, because it's time to level up, stand out, and dominate your market. This isn't just another podcast, it's a wake-up call for entrepreneurs and would-be aspiring solopreneurs who are all in. Let's get started. You are not a charity. You're not a bargain bin. And your prices shouldn't make people say, that's it? Look, if your current pricing doesn't make you a little nervous to post it, it's probably too low. Today's episode is a wake-up call for business owners, freelancers, solopreneurs who are charging way less than they're worth. I'm talking about why you're undercharging, what it's actually costing you, and how to finally raise your prices without losing clients or your mind. It's time to stop playing broke. Let's ultimately dive in. Look, I don't want to come out here and be a hypocrite. I'll be honest, I have undercharged for far too long. Far too long. I did jobs that were not profitable, bit myself in the ass more times than I can count. When I first started offering video content and social media management, I priced like I hoped someone would say yes. You know, I tried to do some stuff based on time, but I was undervaluing my time. I tried to do basically a project in a way that people would think, I can't believe he's priced it so low. They'd feel grateful and give me a great review. But all the stress and aggravation and pain you had to go through wasn't worth it. Right? You have to make sure that you are pricing based on the experience you're giving. Yes, sure. The value, more importantly, and the transformation. I just sometimes, I'll be honest, in the early days, I pulled a number out of my ass and I prayed that it didn't scare them. And guess what? People said yes. Too fast. In some cases, suspiciously fast. What followed was scope creep, delayed payments, maybe zero respect, maybe having the wrong clients, which is what I talked about in the last episode here as well. But I felt resentful because I'm doing this work then that I love to do, that I'm passionate about, but I don't enjoy doing it when I don't feel like I'm getting the value or the price for it that it actually should deserve. I was doing premium work for bottom barrel prices. Eventually, I had enough. I tripled the price of my package recently. And I thought, oh shit, no one's going to go for this. Right? If I look at my initial price of what I was doing a half-day session on to what I'm doing now, it's triple the price. And I recently, quoted that price to somebody and they're like, oh yeah, no problem. That makes sense. Yeah, I'll pay that. I was like, oh. And then another person, same thing. And I realized I just had to be in the right frame of mind, one, and get in front of the right clients because people saw value in that. That moment changed everything. I think it's going to continue to change how I move forward. Not just my income, but ultimately my confidence. I think we are guilty far too often, especially early on, of charging too little. If you think that you quote too high, people are going to run. The reality is, you don't lose real clients with high prices. You lose low quality clients. I would much rather charge people more money and have less clients to deal with than have a lot of clients at low prices. You can have all the clients in the world for cheaply, but that's going to be more headache and aggravation than anything else. If you are pricing too low, you also might not realize the value in what you're offering. To me, what I do with batch creating content felt easy. It was natural, it was fun. But to other people, it's gold. What I found was easy. I'm like, okay, $1,000. I'll come in and record, at the time, 100 videos, which is insane. And I solved a problem that people couldn't fix on their own. I saved them time. I provided them the outcomes that they wanted. That's valuable. But I didn't price it like it was valuable. I priced it like a cheap commodity. Made no sense. I also think, again, early on, I did price a little bit based on time. Really not focus on the transformation of the results. You got to stop charging based on hours. Start charging for outcomes. You're not selling time, you're selling results. If your service makes someone more money, saves them time, or grows their brand, you got to charge accordingly. It took me way too long to realize this. I work with a lot of different businesses across different industries. And as I was going through and trying to look at, the growth that some businesses were having as a result of the efforts that we were doing, I was like, oh my God, they're sitting there talking about, and they're celebrating, some businesses literally millions of dollars that they're making per year. And I'm charging like $1,000 a month to do all of their marketing for them with really done for you solutions. Well, that doesn't make any fucking sense. If I'm carrying the load, they're just laughing all the way to the bank while I'm sitting here, struggling. No sense. Again, if your service makes someone more money, saves them time, which is, I think, the most valuable form of currency, or grows their brand, you got to charge them accordingly. I think that line was worth repeating for people. I also thought that being affordable would make me more competitive. It's bullshit. Being valuable makes you competitive. Being cheap, that means you're replaceable. You see, high-ticket clients aren't looking for the lowest price. They're looking for confidence, clarity, and more importantly, outcomes. So how do you raise your prices without losing your mind? This is where I'm going to get a little tactical. You got to anchor your new price to results. Don't just say it's, let's say, $2,500. Say, I'll use my business as an example. For $2,500, you're going to get 3 months of content that generates leads, builds trust, and positions you as the go-to in your industry. You see, I'm shifting the way that we're framing the cost to make it more of the return, right? It's an investment, but here's the return that you're going to get back for, as opposed to saying, the price is $2,500. You also got to build a strong offer stack, right? Like, when the value goes up, well, what does that mean? Well, the price has got to go up too. This is where I think having multiple packages is really important. So in my world, I looked at, okay, so I can come in, I can just record content, and I can give it to you. That's raw. Well, that's going to be the cheapest, right? Like raw, unedited footage. I just show up and point a camera at you, maybe ask you a couple questions. That's going to cost you not as much. But if you want me to start to edit, you want me to start to caption it, maybe come up with the right strategy to help you schedule it or schedule it for you, do thumbnails, do full coaching, well, then ultimately the value's going up, and depending on how much you're doing there, it's going up significantly that it's so damn valuable, the price has to justify that. It can't be super low and that it feels like, to them, like, oh my God, I can't believe this guy's charging this low. It's a no-brainer for me. Yes, you want it to be a no-brainer, but based on the value, not just based on the price. Also, and I did this, I forget who this was with, but I did this recently, where like you got to practice saying your price out loud. If you flinch when you say your price, the client will flinch too. Like, say it with your whole body. I had somebody at the beginning of this year, actually no, it was late last year. They asked me to come in, have a conversation, talk about social media, talk about videos. Sure, I'm going to have a conversation. They didn't want to do a virtual consult. I wasn't sure if it was a good fit necessarily when I was talking with them, but they asked me what's the price going to be. And I could tell there's maybe a little bit of a pain in the ass here with what this could look like. And at the time I was charging like $2,000 or something like that. But I was like, I'm going to be really confident here, and I'm going to double the price on the spot to see how they react. And I said, it's $4,000 a month. $4,000 a month, and I can, come in and record with you, a couple hours every single month, and I'll post that content for you. Really done for you. And I said it so confidently that I was like in my head thinking, there's no way they're going to take this. What they do? Like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we'll do that. It was the confidence that sold them. So say your price, even if you think it's maybe a little high, and just shut up. I said my price and didn't say anything else. I said it's $4,000 and I went quiet. It's the confidence that sells. It's the doubt that repels. There were times over this journey where I would say other, different prices, whatever, and I kind of skirt around it. And when I skirted around it, wasn't confident in what I was saying, didn't work out. So you got to be confident. Now here's the thing. If you are pitching your services and you don't get any no's, well, then you're obviously priced too low. But you got to, when you start to adjust it, expect the no's and ultimately celebrate them. Because if everyone is saying yes, you're definitely way too cheap. But if you hear a few no's, that means you're starting to push into the right market. Like you're trying to gain, I'm going to call it data points. Now you have to remember this though too, is you're not charging for time. You're charging for you. Your expertise, your mistakes, your speed, your ability to deliver. You got to charge accordingly for that. Again, I look at what I do. I have been recording videos now for the better part of almost a decade. In the last 2 years alone, have recorded over 10,000 videos across multiple industries and companies across our region. 10,000 videos. That's a lot. I can confidently say that no one else in my region is recording as much content as we do. Now, people are paying me now for the experience that I'm bringing, because I'm bringing the experience of how can I confidently record, edit, caption, thumbnail, and turn around those videos. How can I confidently use my systems and tools and expertise to schedule that content across their social media? They're paying for me, the expertise that I'm bringing. Not for them to struggle to try and figure out how to do it themselves. That's going to take even longer. I've mastered a system where I can confidently say that I can get 50 videos out of somebody within 4 hours. Not a lot of people can do that. So again, if your price makes everyone comfortable, it's too low. And if your offer doesn't scare you just even a little, it's not big enough. Again, this is not about ego. It's about energy, it's about respect, and it's about building a business that supports your life and not drains it. So yes, you might have to raise your prices. But the right people will pay. The wrong ones, hey, you got to be comfortable with them scrolling on by. You're not here to be a bargain. You're here to win. Again, this is the Chris Hanna Show, and if you needed this kick in the ass that I've basically shared here today, forward it, to other business owners who maybe are still playing cheap. If you want to go all in and win, keep tuning in to next week. All right, that's a wrap for today's dose of reality on the Chris Hanna Show. If you're fired up and ready to kick some serious ass, then I've done my job. But remember, knowledge without action is just wasted breath. So what are you going to do? Sit around and let opportunities pass you by? Or are you going to step up and take what's yours? The choice is yours. But don't expect sympathy if you choose the easy road. If you've got value from today's episode, smash that subscribe button, leave a review, or share it with somebody who needs a wake-up call. Don't keep this gold to yourself unless you're afraid of a little competition. Stay bold, stay hungry, and remember, always go all in. Until next time, this is Chris Hanna signing off. Now go out there and take what's yours.